Okay, and we are live. This is a redo of episode 16. My apologies on the previous attempt. There was no audio. I was using my newer computer, so I apologize for that. I'm going to get right to it. The title is The Beginning of Sorrows, Food Shortages Vaxxed. So this is probably the most somber episode I've ever did. And today is July 7th. I'm going to try to get through it, okay, without trying to be emotional or anything like that. I woke up this morning and I read an article on Yahoo, and I was trying to find an article because I have it on my phone. I'll try to send it to, so I could put it here. Well, basically, the vaccines are going to be mandated by, they're going to be passed by the FDA in about 4 to 5 weeks, right before school starts. That's going to allow the schools to mandate vaccines, and therefore yours truly will not be taking the vaccine. So therefore, looks like I could definitely not be teaching anymore. 22 years, it's okay. I've come to terms with it. I've come to grips with it. I knew this was coming. I even told my boss, I said, it's probably going to happen in the summer, boss. He goes, no, it's going to happen in a year or 2 years. It looks like it's going to happen. So they're getting ready to make it mandatory for the Army as well. I spoke to a person in the Army this weekend, and he's like, I'm not going to take it. I'm out. So this is the line in the sand for many of us. It's not the mark of the beast, in my opinion, but it is the entry point of the mark of the beast. In my opinion, if you're willing to take it, you're putting your foot in the door. What else are you willing to do for money, right? So that's coming down the line, okay? That's coming down the line, the mandatory vax. They're even, the president, he even said that they're going to go door to door and, ask people, hey, why are you not vaxxed? My simple answer, I'm not a guinea pig. It's that simple. I'm not a guinea pig, and I will not be vaxxed because the long-term results, this is a big experiment, guys. This is a big experiment. And listening to different immunologists, they're not predicting this ends well. So me and my children, we're not going to participate. And I will figure it out, because as one person told me, she told me, what, one door closes and, Yahweh's going to have multiple doors open for you. I believe that too, And I'm just not worried, guys. I'm not fearful. It's sad in a way, but, I guess it'll hit me when it actually happens, right? But I know that I knew it would come, I started preparing for it in December in my heart when the vaccines came out. I literally started preparing. And right now I'm really in a good place spiritually. So you know what? It's like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, next up. This one is for everybody, because whether you're vaxxed or you're not vaxxed, we are all going to feel the effects of this. Wall Street Journal is reporting that are starting to buy large amounts of meat and other foods to prepare for price increases, to protect themselves against price increases. The problem with that, guys, is that meat only lasts for 6 months. So if they're buying a lot of meat, right, I want you to think logically. They know something's ahead because they're buying a lot of meat. Meat only lasts 6 months. So you do the math. You think they would buy large quantities of meat if they didn't know that people were going to be going into the stores to buy food? Could it be that we're going to be seeing more lockdowns with the variants, right? Could it be they know there's an event coming up? I don't know. The whole stage is a play, guys. I don't know if you know that yet. In 2 days, on July 9th, the World Economic Forum will be going through a simulation of the grid going down. The last time they did a simulation was for a pandemic in November of 2020. November 2019. Yeah, in November 2019. Well, a couple of months later, what happened? The pandemic, right? Okay, coincidence. Fool me once, right? Right. Well, I don't know. There's different scenarios out there, guys. But I'm telling you right now, the food shortages are coming. And if you don't prepare, you and your family, I don't know what to tell you. I'm preparing. I'm telling people as much as possible. I mean, my gosh, in 2 hours, 7:30, it's about 7:30 my time, I'm having a meeting with my entire neighborhood, you know. I'm in charge of I guess neighborhood watch. I call it the neighborhood response team because we're going to respond to each other's needs. We're not going to just watch. Like somebody's getting jacked, I'm just going to watch you getting jacked. That's weird, right? No, we're going to respond because we've all vowed to defend each other. So I'm going to have a meeting with them and I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them the information I know. I'm going to put a link to Ice Age Farmer. He's got a great video that came out today. This is serious stuff, guys. If you don't get ahead of the curve, and not only that, but let's just say it never happens, right? Let's say the food shortages don't happen. Well, you know what? We know food prices are going up anyways. We haven't even talked about hyperinflation, right? So we got food prices, possible food shortages. I just also read today, and I'll find all the articles, guys. The California farmers are not allowed, or not that they're not allowed to get water, but it's not a free-for-all anymore. They can't use the water in their well system, something like that, or they're going to be tracked. You see, this is a manufactured event, guys. This is a manufactured event. They had enough reservoir water for like 5 years. And this is really playing out in real time, okay? We are in between the first and second event, guys. You have to understand that, okay? Don't be lulled into thinking everything's going back to normal. And I said, but I see food in my grocery store, Anthony. Yes, I know that. I know you see food in the grocery store. So do I. But guess what? The cities, the major cities like Los Angeles, you're not going to see food shortages until the end when everybody panics, okay? You see, all the cities, they're going to keep stocked up because they don't want the cities to panic. We are going to be at the tail end. Just think of it as a roller coaster, okay? In a roller coaster, you get whiplash, right? You're like, whoa, you're pulled along by everything, and you only get the last effect. That's exactly what's going to happen. And if you don't prepare yourself, only you and your family are going to feel the effects of it, okay? If you have the opportunity, guys, you have the money, and you have the finances to get out of a big city, do it. Do it. Trust me, I wish I could. But, my daughters, I can't leave without them, and there's too many things. There's too many things, I'm here. I'm here and I'm going to help people, That's me. That's my heart. That's what Father has put on me. No, me, I'll stay. I want you to stay. Okay, I'll stay, Father, So, yeah. And now the third topic, beginning of sorrows. This is more spiritual, The beginning of sorrows is a time when I want to compare it to birthing a child because that's the comparison in the Bible. It is a time right before tribulation where many believers lives will be cut short for persecution's sake. And you're like, man, how did you jump from food shortages and vaccines to, people dying for their faith, Yeah. Do I think that particular part, when they bring in the mark of the beast, guys, things are slow, okay? It's not like it's going to happen one day to the next. And they will program the masses to believe a certain thing. I don't know how they're going to program it. Maybe they're going to say, oh, he's an anti-vax. Oh, not an anti-vaxxer. I got my vaccines for, TB and all that stuff, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm anti-guinea pig, okay? I don't want to be tested on. So how's that going to work out? Well, in Canada, we see stuff going on in Canada where I heard, I don't know, I was reading like they're burning churches or something like that. And I know I saw the videos of them arresting pastors, okay? Anyway, so that's in Canada. Yeah, what's next door, bro? Come on. All right? And we're not far, guys. We're not far from, you got to see the linear things happening, right? Well, I will tell you this, just about my own faith, okay? I'm in a place, guys, where I'm sold out for Team Yahweh. I'm sold out. I am. And whatever happens, he knows I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm not a chump. I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, talking crap, right? Like, oh, this guy, he talks a lot of crap, and then back it up what? Dude, we're coming to the time where the line in the sand, right? Line in the sand. Will Mr. Bravo take the vax? And that's a definite no. You can bet on that. Will not be taking it. I will resist. And, this is all lining up, guys. All lining up to the beginning of sorrows. And everybody's going to be sorrowful, to be honest with you, There's a scripture that really gets to me. I was thinking about it the other day. And I'm paraphrasing, but it says, and people will kill people. It doesn't say how. It doesn't say why. It's really interesting, It just says people will kill people, Ever seen The Kingsman Part 1? You know what I'm talking about? Kingsman Part 1? Where the frequencies drive people crazy and they just start killing each other. They don't even know what they're doing, right? I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just telling you. This world is going down the drain very quickly, It's unfortunate. But I will tell you this. Seek the Father while you have a chance. Seek Him while you have the chance. Because there will be a time where it's not going to be anymore, You're not going to get chances, I want to share with you real quick, guys, what happened to me on July 4th. I still have time for it. Okay, yeah. Here's a story, all right? On July 4th, I was running and in the heat. And Father downloaded on me 2 words, give blessings. I was like, okay, give blessings. What? Give blessings to who? Like my neighbors? Like what? And then dawned on me, because Father gives me 2 words, not 4, 2. And then I need to figure it out. And so I'm like, okay, give blessings to, it's July 4th. People are at the park. Families are at the park. Go to a park. All right. Go to a park and give blessings. But then I needed to figure out which park. Well, I have a park in Stillmars, Veterans Park. Veterans, 4th of July, you get it? So that's where I need to go. Okay, cool. So, and guys, the way it happened, like when he gave me the download, I almost started crying. I'm like, Father, like, do I really need to do this? And he's like, yes, yes, like that imprint was like, yes, like hard, like, yes. And I was like, okay, like I'll do it. And I was like almost crying, like, when your parent like asking you to do something, you're like crying, like, okay, stop. I was like that. Just thinking about it makes me emotional. And so I took a shower because, I was stinky, right? And I went to the park. I took my shofar. I wish I had my shofar here. I took my shofar and I was like, this is weird, right? Like, I'm going to go and bless people who don't even know me, and okay, whatever, right? So I just started introducing myself to random family groups. And the first 3 said no. They're like, no, it's okay. But they were very polite. And then the fourth, 5th, like most of the rest of them said yes out of 10. I think I did like 10 families. And they said yes. And guys, it was one of the most spiritual, uplifting things that I've ever been part of. I prayed over the families and gave them a blessing of the shofar, They fed me. They talked to me. Guys, I started at 4 o'clock. I started at 4 o'clock. I ended at 7:30. 7:30. I was there for 3 hours and 45 minutes and talking with the people. They sat me down. They asked me questions about the Bible. They asked me questions about, how to get close to Father. And I just said, very simple, have the testimony of Jesus, Yeshua, and follow the commandments. In the book of Revelation, you want to get out of what's coming? You want to know the secret? I'm going to tell you right now. Now, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to be part of this group, but you're going to have a really good chance. In the book of Revelation, there is a group that does really well during the tribulation. And if you think you're going to rapture, okay, dude, then you're going to the rapture then, okay? So you're going to be looking down on us, all right? Okay. But just in case you're here, it says that Yahweh will protect those who have the testimony of Yeshua, Jesus, and follow the commandments. Okay? So, yeah, we're coming up, guys. We're coming up on some really interesting events, Food shortages. Let's just go over the list, okay? Food shortages. We got the economic collapse. We got mandatory vaccines. We got the vaccine. Once the second wave of the flu season hits, we're going to see, I believe, according to immunologists, massive deaths of those who are vaccinated or severely damaged neurological disorders. We got the financial collapse. We got possible World War III now with Russia working with China. Okay. Missing anything? I don't know. Let me see. 1 second. Let me click on my stuff real quick because I got so much. Let's see. We got Days of Noah where basically crazy, weird stuff is starting to happen, like, bestiality on display, superhumans getting vaxxed, weird stuff like that. Okay. And that's all I can think of at the top of my head. But it's okay. And, then I have my special mission. I'm going to Washington, D.C. to proclaim spiritual war against paganism, aka Nimrod. That's going to be awesome. I'm telling you, I can't wait to go. But that's another episode. All right, guys. I love you guys. And remember, be brave. Be brave like this in this time. Pray for the spirit of Elijah to come upon you. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. Trust me when I say that. Be brave. I love you guys. All right. Blessings.